Hello guys, Troy Francis. Are you a lost cause if you are a 43-year-old virgin? Or more to the point, does being a 43-year-old virgin raise red flags for women? Okay, the reason I am discussing this topic today outside the wonderful Charing Cross station in London is because I had somebody emailing me about this, a guy who follows my stuff. He said, I love the channel, love the videos. I'm 43 years old. I'm paraphrasing here, of course. I'm 43 years old. I've worked in data science all of my career. I'm quite analytical and quite cerebral. I've always found socializing to be quite difficult. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had sex. I'm a virgin. I'm a pretty generally well put together guy, but that part of my life is just it's never clicked for me for various different reasons. Is this going to be a red flag to women? Is this going to put women off? Okay. The answer is yes, kind of. I think the term red flag is slightly misplaced here. I don't think that it's quite a red flag in the way that we generally think about red flags. It's not as if you are, you've got some terrible sort of psychological or sort of social issues that women would generally regard as being like a red flag. But is it something that is going to raise concern or at least is it something that could potentially put her off, I suppose is what we're saying. Unfortunately, the answer is yes. Now, that's not to say that you won't meet women who, she's absolutely cool with it doesn't matter, whatever. But in general, we have to think about what is it that women want from men? What is it that they're looking for? Well, many things, of course, but one of the things they're looking for is pre-selection. One of the things they're looking for is a guy who is attractive, okay? A guy who is a guy who's proven to be attractive. I don't know whether you've ever experienced this thing when you go to a nightclub and maybe you've got some other girls with you, maybe they're friends or whatever it is, maybe some people from your class, some colleagues or something like that, and you'll often find that other women in the venue are checking you out. Okay, why is that? Well, it's because of this thing called pre-selection, all right? It's the same thing when maybe you've just been intimate with a woman and then the next day you're walking down the street and you're feeling great because you've been intimate and, I'm on top of the world and all of that, and you'll notice other women checking you out, okay? Again, and that's communicated on a more subconscious level, but again, it's all about this thing of pre-selection, okay? So what is pre-selection? Well, quite simply, you have been selected by other women, okay? So what does that mean? Well, on a very crude level, it means there must be something good about him because other women have selected him, okay? So if you're saying I'm 43 years old and I haven't been intimate with a woman, then that signals that you haven't been selected, okay? You haven't been selected by women. Now, the reasons why you're a virgin at 43 could be manifold. There could be many different reasons. Maybe you just didn't meet the right person, you just, weren't particularly interested, you genuinely were really, really focused on your career, whatever, right? I mean, I would say those are a minority of cases, really, but I mean, there could be many, many different reasons why you remain a virgin at 43, but the way, unfortunately, that many women are going to read it, and not even necessarily consciously, but on just a subconscious level, they're going to think, well, this guy hasn't been selected, so is there something that's not quite right there, And, again, not to your detriment, because you could be the greatest guy in the world, but unfortunately, pre-selection is a very powerful thing. That's why if, you walk down the street and you see a massive queue outside a shop, people are going to be looking at that queue going, oh, I wonder what's going on there, and have a look, and they might want to get involved and even get in the queue themselves, okay? It's a very primal thing that all human beings are afflicted with, okay? So, and the other thing as well is that, generally speaking, women like a guy who leads, who is sort of in control, both of himself, but also sometimes of the relationship itself, somebody who's quite dominant, all of those good things, and it's not very PC to say it, but often women are attracted to that, okay? And if you're 43 years old and you don't have any intimate experience, then it's going to suggest that you don't really have those qualities. She's going to think, well, is this guy really going to be the guy who's going to lead me, who's going to, make things happen in the relationship, okay? So for that reason, or for those reasons rather, yes, if you come out on the first date and you say, listen, 43 years old, still a virgin, is that going to be a net detriment to you or a net benefit? I would say a net detriment, unfortunately. I'm not saying that's how it should be. I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation, okay? So what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Well, it's the old chicken and egg thing, isn't it, really? It's like trying to get a job. You know, you need experience to get the job, but you can't get a job until you've got experience. So what do you do? It's a problem. It's a challenge for people, okay? I would say, personally, if it was me, that I would not be making a big deal of the fact of my virginity in the early stages when I'm meeting women, okay? There's no reason to do that, all right? You got a date with a girl, you're chatting to a girl on a dating app or on social media or, you know, whatever it is. There's no reason, really, for you to go into the details of your former sex life, right? Because in the same way that there's no reason for her to either. You know, she might say to you, have you had a girlfriend, have you had partners? You might just say something like, oh, well, you know, I've been kind of busy with work, I've been focused on work. You can leave it vague, right? You don't have to go into the full details, or rather, in this case, the full lack of details, okay? Just keep it vague. Don't put all the information on the table right up front. I mean, you shouldn't anyway, to be honest, even if you've had 500 former partners, right? You don't want to tell her that either, okay? Because firstly, this is somebody that you're just getting to know, so it's kind of none of her business at this stage yet anyway. And secondly, it's just not relevant, right? You are not defined by your virginity. You are not defined by your former sexual partnerships or lack thereof. You are a multifaceted human being with many, many different qualities. Whether you've had sex with somebody or not is one of them, I suppose, but it's a fairly minor one on the big scale of things. So just don't focus on it, right? Don't tell her, or at least you don't have to lie about it, but it wouldn't be information that I would just be volunteering up front, okay? Because why would you do that? What's the benefit? What's the point of that, okay? Now it might be that you are sexually very nervous, okay? Because of your lack of experience, you're thinking, well, what am I going to do? How's this going to go down if we do, you know, go to the bedroom together or whatever? How's that going to work out? And I accept that is a concern. I accept that that's a challenge. I would say you want to find ways to gain as much knowledge as you can, okay? And I'm not a sex therapist or anything like that, so I'm probably not the right person to come to, but there are people who offer guidance in this area. Sterling Cooper, for example, is one of them, a friend of mine, has some very good products about this stuff. So I would say, you know, do your research, upskill yourself as much as you can, and then in the end, just put it to one side. And as with so many of these things, a lot of it's about confidence, okay? Even if you are not experienced in that area, acting as if and just being confident, being in the moment, okay, is going to take you a long way, all right? This is quite a delicate area, so if you are or have experienced this as an issue and you want to talk about it in more detail, then obviously get in touch with me. You can email me, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, or you can book a free call on the Calendly link below. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on it anyway. Does it condemn you to a life of solitude and singlehood? No, of course not. Absolutely not. You know, you will, if you have a system, if you use social attraction and you get out there and you meet new people, you are going to find women who are attracted to you, and it's going to be something that you will get over. Is it a net detriment to you on balance? I don't think it's doing you any favors. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's going to be women who are going to be, oh my God, he's 43, he's a virgin, that's so cute. I don't think it works like that. So I would say it's probably better to, you know, not make a big deal about it. But equally, there's a lot of things in your life. I think in the early stages when you meet somebody, there's a lot of information that I would say to hold back on a little bit, because you want to retain some mystery as well. You know, you're not going to tell her all the details of your intimate life, your personal life. You're not going to tell her all the details of your job or your work life or any of this stuff. You know, you've got to keep a little bit back, okay? So the same goes for your virginity status, okay? Just don't make a big deal about it. Don't talk about it. It's fine. Put it to one side. There are more interesting things for you guys to discuss and talk about. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been of some help. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this, because that's my take on this. But obviously people are going to have different opinions, so let me know what you think in the comments below. If there's any women watching this, I'll be interested to know what you think. Is it a turn-off if a guy's a virgin, or would you be cool with it? I'm sure different women are going to have different opinions on this. I'm just talking on a sort of top-line level, generally speaking. This is where I'm coming from. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe to the channel, give me a like, give me a dislike, comments below, of course, and yeah, if you would like to jump on a free call with me to discuss your dating situation, whether you're a virgin or not. As I said, email me troy@realtroyfrancis.com or hit the Calendly link below and you can book a call in my calendar there. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.